It might surprise you to hear this, but if you're seeing this right now, it's not a coincidence. Everything in your life has been aligning perfectly for this message to reach you at just the right moment, right before something truly significant happens. If you watch for at least 12 minutes, you're signaling that you're ready to embrace every promise connected to this moment. Be sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and comment 77 to show you're open. Then leave another comment saying, "Ready for what's next," in a natural way. Doing this brings immediate, tangible benefits and marks the beginning of a new season of transformation. Chapter 1. You felt it, that tingle of anticipation. Something has been stirring inside you, an electric energy that won't let you ignore it. You know change is coming, even if you can't quite put it into words. Maybe it's a thought that keeps surfacing during your quiet moments or a dream that keeps repeating itself. Hence, at more, you know something big is about to unfold. And this unease isn't the usual worry. It's a deep-seated sense of expectancy that has your heart pounding faster than logic can explain. Others around you might not sense anything special. They're caught in routines or distracted by trivial pursuits. But as a chosen one, you can't ignore these signs. You feel it in your gut, in your daily prayers. Days that used to blur together now bristle with potential. It's like hearing distant thunder before a storm that, paradoxically, you're not afraid of. Instead, you feel drawn to it, convinced it's something you've been preparing for, consciously or not. That tension can create restlessness. You find your mind racing through possibilities. Could it be a job breakthrough, a financial turn, or a relationship pivot? The confusion doesn't spook you, though. It fuels you. Deep inside, you believe God's hand is moving puzzle pieces around on your behalf. So you stand on the edge of your seat, refusing to slump back into passivity. You're mentally rehearsing your next steps, biding your time, waiting for the whistle that signals the now. That this message found you confirms your intuition wasn't a fluke. The universe times these revelations to assure you you're not crazy. You're attuned. People might call it coincidence or random luck, but you know better. It's orchestration. If you had seen this earlier or later, you wouldn't be in the right mindset to absorb the message. This is the perfect moment, the threshold before something epic cracks open your routine, rewriting your current storyline. Embrace the tingle. Let it intensify, not with anxiety, but with bold expectancy. Each time your heart flutters, reframe it as your spirit echoing, "I'm ready," because you are. The storms that shook you built resilience. The small victories hinted at bigger ones. The heartbreaks taught you empathy. It all readied you for this. And if you doubt whether you can handle what's next, remember, you've handled everything else so far. This final push is less about capacity and more about the willingness to let the universe's flow guide you. Sit with that. Gather your courage. Brace for the next wave of divine timing about to break upon your shores. Chapter 2. Your painful lessons prepared the soil. You didn't arrive at this threshold by chance or ease. Heartaches bruised your optimism. Betrayals rattled your trust. Financial strains chipped away at your sense of security. Looking back, you might have asked why God allowed certain trials to stretch on. The answer often hides in hindsight. Each painful season cultivated the fertile ground for greater blessings. Without that rough plowing of your comfort zone, the seeds of growth wouldn't have taken root so strongly. Chosen ones experience adversity at an intensity others rarely face. Not because you're cursed, but because your destiny demands deeper fortitude. If the universe is grooming you for big tasks, it ensures your moral muscle is tested repeatedly. You had to learn to stand up alone, to handle disappointment without collapsing, and to give grace to those who least deserved it. Such repeated forging taught you empathy and wisdom that can't be learned from a how-to manual. In each heartbreak, you discovered a piece of yourself you hadn't realized was missing. Maybe it was self-respect, boundaries, or a radical capacity for forgiveness. In each financial crunch, you unearthed hidden resourcefulness, discovering how to multiply a little into enough. Every betrayal sharpened your discernment, teaching you to read intentions behind polished smiles. So while you have scars, they're also your credentials. Proof you've endured the training grounds few are brave enough to endure. That's why now, standing on the brink of a momentous shift, you see how the storms weren't random but precisely timed. They ended the era of illusions, forcing you to confront your own shadows. Once you integrated those lessons, you graduated to a new realm of awareness. Suddenly, the puzzle fits. It's as though each trial was a puzzle piece you collected. Now you assemble them into a bigger picture that reveals your purpose was never about trivial success, but about deep, soul-level transformation. You might sense a pang of sadness, recalling the tears on nights you felt abandoned. That sorrow is valid, but it also blends with gratitude as you see how your story can serve others. People stuck in heartbreak or doubt look at your scars and realize hope isn't dead. You demonstrate that despair can morph into resilience if navigated with grace. In that sense, your painful lessons are not burdens you must hide, but testimonies you can share to spark others' healing. So accept this final puzzle piece with a sigh of relief. You paid your dues. The universe sees your open heart, your steady hands. That's precisely why it sends this message right now, confirming the shift about to unfold. Something tailor-made for a chosen one who plowed through darkness and emerged not broken, but refined. Embrace the closure of painful chapters, letting them remain as lessons in your past, and fix your eyes on the abundance that's about to sprout from the fertile soil of your tested faith. Chapter 3. You're one step away from unforeseen favor. The tension in your spirit signals you're inches from an open door that logic can't describe. Your mind might be scanning everyday life for clues, a clue in your job, a signal in your relationships, or an omen in your finances. You sense an intangible shift, like air charged before a thunderstorm. But instead of dread, you feel an odd excitement because you suspect this time it's a storm of blessings about to break. Others around you might carry on oblivious, retreading their routine thoughts. But your heightened sense picks up the change. It's almost comedic how the Matrix continues selling illusions, fear-driven news, petty drama at work, while you remain anchored in a deeper knowing. Something big is about to happen for me. That unspoken confidence irritates some who prefer to dwell in negativity. They might question your optimism, but you're too rooted in spiritual truth to revert. This nearing favor may appear as a sudden phone call from an old contact, an unexpected sum of money landing in your account, or an abrupt shift that redefines your path. It might even be a quiet epiphany that unlocks a chain reaction of good fortune. Don't fixate on the form it takes. Focus on remaining open, saying yes to the hints God drops along the way. Chosen ones often miss their break by overanalyzing or expecting it to arrive in a neat package. Let faith, not your limited logic, guide your acceptance of blessings. What sets you apart is your readiness. This favor won't overburden you because your trials taught you discipline, compassion, and boundary setting. Where someone else might misuse a financial windfall or squander an influential new job, you approach them with humility. You keep prayerful watch, ensuring your ethics remain intact. The Matrix, thriving on greed and arrogance, can't trip you if you remain anchored in service and gratitude. That's how unstoppable synergy forms. You meet good fortune with a pure heart, multiplying it instead of letting it corrupt you. Your watchers, those who doubted or ridiculed you, might sense a wave of envy once they see blessings swirl around you. Some might even try to attach themselves to your rising tide. Exercise discernment, not a hardened heart. You can show grace but maintain healthy caution, preserving the sanctity of what God's delivering. That's not being elitist, it's ensuring you don't sabotage your new opportunities with toxic baggage. Yes, you stand one step away from favor that defies your prior experiences. Let that realization energize, not intimidate you. Step forward in faith, expecting it's about to happen. Brother Dan, what if it fails? This mental posture amplifies your reception of blessings, letting them unfold with minimal resistance. And as you cross the threshold, you confirm to yourself and the universe that a chosen one, refined by trials, knows exactly how to steward the unforeseen favor being ushered in. Chapter 4. Your spiritual endurance scared away lower vibrations. Given how much you've had to endure, you might wonder, Why did certain negative people or drama suddenly fade from my life? After all, you never issued a grand ultimatum, yet one by one, toxic connections fizzled and messy dramas waned. This wasn't random. It was a direct result of your perseverance and faith. Lower vibrations can't sustain themselves in the presence of unwavering spiritual energy. They either transform or retreat. At times, you perceive the exodus of certain individuals as a loss. Perhaps you momentarily grieve the friend groups that dissolved, or the once close ally who drifted away. However, with hindsight, you see how the negative patterns undermined your progress. God allowed them to exit quietly, preserving your momentum for this pivotal stage. Imagine how weighed down you'd be if all that baggage lingered. Now that you're about to ascend, your spiritual frequency effectively cleansed your space of illusions. People who thrived in gossip, manipulation, or other forms of low-level negativity found no grip in your atmosphere. They felt unsettled around someone radiating sincerity and faith. Rather than endure dissonance, they migrated elsewhere, possibly blaming you for changing. In truth, you did change into a refined vessel and no longer resonate with drama. As you approach this new threshold, your circle may be smaller but more aligned. The individuals who remain or who recently entered your life share your upward perspective. They're not perfect, but they spark inspiration rather than draining your energy. This synergy forms a supportive matrix that allows blessings to flourish, unimpeded by sabotage or spiritual drag. The universe arranged it so your environment can sustain your next leap of faith. This purge extends beyond people to habits or mindsets too. You lost taste for activities that once wasted hours or numbed your emotional pain. Maybe you pivoted from binge watching to reading uplifting books or from nightly complaining to journaling. These shifts quietly restructured your daily flow, leaving zero room for negativity to nest. So you stand now in a purified zone, primed for the manifestation of all you prayed for. While this dynamic might isolate you from old acquaintances, it also sets you apart as an example others still need. Lower vibrations watch you thrive after letting go of their cyclical drama. Some may eventually realize they're done with that negativity too, seeking your advice or following your blueprint. Without preaching, your life story demonstrates that deep faith and consistency drive away negativity, making space for an extraordinary future. The matrix can't seduce you with trivial illusions because your spirit recognizes their emptiness, forging a path free of low vibrational clutter. Chapter 5. You manifest calm confidence before the breakthrough. Amid the swirling possibility that your big moment is imminent, you remain surprisingly calm, not apathetic, but deeply centered. This calm is a sign that your spirit trusts in God's orchestration. Where others might scramble in anxious frenzy, you sense an invisible hand securing each final detail. Ironically, it's right when you let go of frantic attempts to force outcomes that everything you needed begins to align seamlessly. People might label your calm confidence as arrogance or aloofness, but it's neither. It's the fruit of extended warfare with worry, culminating in a victory for your soul. The storms that taught you resilience also proved you can't micromanage blessings, so you relinquish distress, stepping into faith's higher vantage. I believe that if it's for me, it won't miss me. This posture doesn't make you lazy. You still show up. You still do the work. But you don't let fear sabotage your energy. This unwavering ease underlines your readiness. If fear of failure or fear of success has dominated you, blessings might slip away when tension paralyzes your response to new opportunities. But calmness fosters open vision. You see a door crack, open, and walk through it decisively. You notice a handshake extended in potential partnership and grasp it without second guessing. Each acceptance births synergy, turning potential into reality. That's how luck multiplies. Faith plus timely action in a stress-free mind. Moreover, your calm assures that any last-ditch negativity from others won't rattle you. If cynics appear, mocking your optimism, you shrug and carry on. If naysayers try to undermine your confidence, your soul's stability can't be jolted by petty remarks. This lack of reaction disarms them, confirming that you're not fishing for external validation. Freed from the need to defend or prove, you pour your vigor into the next step of your mission. This mental tranquility also seeps into your personal life, family, friends, even day-to-day routines. Because you're no longer exuding anxiety, your environment becomes less chaotic. People pick up on your vibe, either aligning with it or distancing themselves. You remain unaffected by their choices, focusing on preserving your inner equilibrium. This approach leaves you with more bandwidth to seize the imminent wave of opportunities or solutions that God is preparing. Hence, the calmness you radiate is itself a magnet for good. Others sense your stability and want to partner with you or support you. The universe sees your readiness, for your posture says, I'm not shaken by illusions. I know the real story. This is how chosen ones posture themselves right before the universe floods them with the next level of favor. You stand unperturbed, your heart at peace, your mind clear, fully aligned for destiny's next unveiling. Chapter 6. You affirm the coming change with gratitude. Even before the manifestation fully arrives, you find yourself brimming with gratitude as though it's already done. This isn't naive. It's a spiritual principle you discovered through past experiences. The act of sincere thanksgiving, especially before you see results, cements your faith into tangible form. Where the world might wait until after they're sure of an outcome to celebrate, you recognize that praise in advance triggers divine acceleration. So each morning, you might whisper thanks for breakthroughs you haven't physically grasped yet. Each night, you recount tiny or big wins that reflect the universe aligning in your favor. This stance keeps you emotionally and mentally primed, ensuring negativity has no foothold to sow doubt. People who see you praising when nothing concrete is there might wonder if you're in denial, but you know better. You're stewarding the energy of expectancy, which draws the final puzzle pieces into place. This gratitude also reduces stress, letting you flow with life's little inconveniences instead of spiking into panic mode. If a minor setback arises, you interpret it as a recalibration, not a permanent roadblock. That interpretation fuels resilience, and resilience is precisely what a chosen one needs to step into higher callings. The matrix thrives on disappointment turning into bitterness, but your grateful perspective blocks that cycle, preserving your joyful momentum. As your new blessings inch closer, gratitude also helps you maintain humility. You recall the times you felt disqualified or unworthy, and you see how God used your weaknesses as vessels for unexpected favor. Recognizing that everything you're about to receive is also a gift prevents arrogance from seeping in. You remain open-handed, willing to share or invest in what fosters greater good rather than hoarding resources out of fear. In truth, your gratitude sets a ripple effect beyond your personal realm. Those close to you witness your unshakable optimism, often leading them to reconsider their own skepticism. They see you thank the universe for unseen blessings, and when they do appear, it challenges them to reflect on their own cynicism. A small spark might ignite, prompting them to adopt a glimmer of faith themselves. Even if they never fully embrace your stance, your example cracks the door on what's possible with a grateful heart. So keep praising as though you've already seized that shift. You have in the spiritual sense. The moment your soul accepted the inevitability of blessing, it was done. Now it's just playing out in real time. By living in gratitude now, you handle the final waiting period with joy instead of tension. And when the moment arrives, and it will soon, the transition from expectancy to celebration feels seamless, as though it was simply the next step in a dance you've already been performing. Chapter 7. You step boldly into the unfolding miracle. Having aligned your mind, spirit, and environment, you're perfectly positioned to meet the approaching breakthrough, whatever shape it takes. A financial surge, a relationship's healing, an unexpected promotion, a creative spark that ignites your career. It's about to manifest in ways that confirm your chosen status. While others might wonder how you got so lucky, you smile knowingly. For it wasn't luck, it was faith, endurance, moral resilience, and unwavering trust in a bigger plan that transcends mere chance. You've grown attuned to subtle confirmations that whisper, this is your moment. Now is the time to act swiftly on the hints that appear. If an opportunity calls, answer without hesitation. If a longtime contact suddenly reemerges, offering collaboration, evaluate with discernment, yet remain open. You no longer doubt your capacity to thrive under pressure, because every storm you've weathered proved you can handle what's next. That confidence ensures you won't sabotage your own success by second-guessing or deferring the moment. Instead, you declare, "I'm ready," and boldly move forward. Stepping into this miracle also ushers you into a higher level of influence. Even if it doesn't place you on a stage under bright lights, your personal evolution radiates outward, touching family, colleagues, or even strangers observing from the sidelines. This influence carries a responsibility. Use your blessings to uplift others rather than overshadow them. Those around you, especially people navigating despair, discover renewed hope in your story, gleaning that adversity can transform into triumph when met with faith and perseverance. This perspective forever changes how you see setbacks. They are no longer final verdicts, but stepping stones. Should future challenges arise, you won't revert to panic. Instead, you'll recall each past storm that served to strengthen you. That memory cements your readiness for new waves. You keep building upon each victory until your life becomes a pattern of progressive ascension, each chapter surpassing the last in both depth and impact. However, receiving this breakthrough doesn't imply you've reached an end. A new level comes with fresh tests. The matrix of negativity might attempt one last push to sow doubt, to feed your ego, or to distort your focus. But you're past the point of naive compromise. You possess a mature perspective that sees blessings not as reasons for arrogance, but as affirmations of your steadfast faith. You recognize that you didn't navigate these intricate paths alone. You were guided every step of the way by a higher force. Stay vigilant in prayer and reflection. Let humility be your shield against pride, for pride can be a silent trap, even for the strongest souls. Seek divine wisdom in your daily choices, ensuring you never fall into the illusion of self-made success. You understand that forgetting the true source of your blessings risks shaking your foundation. Instead, you stand in gratitude, celebrating your growth while honoring the source of every grace-filled opportunity. Move forward each day, anchored in the truth that you are part of a greater plan. From financial breakthroughs to restored relationships, from creative triumphs to spiritual awakenings, your life is a testament that the chosen don't collapse under adversity. They rise. You are not diminishing. You are on the brink of boundless possibilities. Each breath in this new season is filled with promise. Each sunrise is a call to keep pressing on. So declare it with certainty. You are ready, prepared for the miracle that only faith-filled eyes can perceive. With divine guidance and the universe's forces aligning in your favor, you know there is more ahead. Your spirit hums with anticipation, driven by a conviction that no setback, no doubt, can silence. This is your turning point, the moment where you don't just survive, you thrive. And with that unshakable assurance, you step forward into a future radiant with promise, carrying the torch of hope for yourself and all who witness your light.